Aloha guys, it's Joe Tunney and I'm visiting my friends here at the Kona Auto Center, comparing two really cool, really popular trucks, the 2017 Ram Bighorn versus the 2017 Ram Rebel. Now, you've probably had friends, or maybe you have an older or younger brother yourself, where there's two boys of different ages, the older brother, the Bighorn, and the younger brother, the Rebel. And this is definitely the case, because although at their architectural level these two trucks are very, very similar, they really couldn't be more different from one another. And I'm going to compare which one makes more sense for me and you, the 2017 Rebel or the 2017 Bighorn. So I'm going to pop the hood. In fact, I'll pop the hood here first on the Rebel and we'll take a look. Now, both of these trucks have Ram's tried and true 5.7 liter Hemi V8 engine. If you heard my review that was explicitly on the Rebel, you heard me say that the Hemi got its start during World War II. It was two different aircraft engines were designed for the old Thunderbolt series, and they were a V16 and a V18. And then also a V12 hemispherical combustion chamber engine. That's what the uniqueness of that technology was designed for the Patton tank. Although they never made it to the battlefield, the lessons that the Mopar family learned were invaluable. By 1964, they had their first of the legendary Hemi series, and that was the 7.4 liter 428 cubic inch Hemi in the 64 Belvedere, and later in 65 production cars all the way through 1971. And so hemispherical combustion chamber is designed for not just heavy duty power or industrial grade power, it's designed for military grade power. So that's why both of these trucks are going to enjoy virtually 400 horsepower, 396 horsepower, 410 foot-pounds of torque. Well, sure, lots of vehicles get that kind of power, but not lots of vehicles can have the amazing off-road capability that the Ram has and still do 0 to 60 in under 7.5 seconds. Let's take a look first at the Bighorn, the older brother of the two. So the first thing that you notice is the sophistication, the chrome, the front parking sensors. It's got a lot of panache, where the Ram just looks like it's ready to turn on and go off-roading like right this very second. And in fact, it's built for it. The Bighorn is built to be civilized. It's built for being on the freeway. The Ram 1500 Rebel is designed to never be on a freeway. If we take a look around the side, one of the things that we notice, instead of 17-inch wheels with 33-inch off-road tires like the Rebel enjoys, you get 20-inch chrome wheels with Wrangler SRA, more on-road tires. Quieter ride, more comfortable ride. It also sits much lower to the ground. Sidebars are a really nice touch. The Rebel really needs them. It sits up so tall, you would definitely benefit from installing them. This one has a $238 upgrade of these bucket seats, and so it's a little bit of a different interior than the base model, but it's comfortable, it's nice, kind of a normal truck like you've normally seen a million times. One thing I want to do is I just want to show you the gauge cluster on this, because the gauge cluster is really cool. And so we first saw this in the Range Rover not a half dozen years ago, where it almost had like a video screen doing the displays of all of the pertinent information. And so it's the same here, is that it's a really neat setup, almost like watching a television rather than seeing a traditional gauge assembly. Very, very cool. And so this one, it says 11.6 average mile per gallon. Of course, this car only has 55 miles on it, so it's just been around here on the lot. Typically on these trucks, you're going to average about 17 miles per gallon, 18 miles per gallon combined driving. For as powerful and as heavy as these vehicles are, believe it or not, that's really, really good. Now, if you saw the Rebel video, you're already in the know about this, but if you haven't, I'll tell you a little bit about this transmission. It does not have the same transmission as the Aisin Seiki transmission, which you'll find on 3/4 and 1-ton Dodge Rams. All of their diesel trucks have this extra heavy-duty transmission called the Aisin, or Aisin Seiki. Comes in two variations, the 68 and the 69 in Dodge trucks. This has the ZF8 HD 70 series. And so ZF makes car transmissions. They don't necessarily make truck transmissions. So you might be a little bit bummed out, to be honest, to find out that your transmission is more of a car type than a truck type. What's cool about this transmission, though, believe it or not, it's the exact same transmission that's found in the Rolls-Royce Phantom. So when I say it's a car transmission, it's not just any old car transmission, it's the most expensive cars in the world transmission. You also see it in the Aston Martin DB9, the 7 Series BMW, and Mopar's own 392 series cars. And so it's built, the 70 number, that means that it's designed to handle 700 foot-pounds of torque. It also comes in a 90 model built to withstand 900 foot-pounds of torque. So still, having the lesser of the two car type transmissions, you might think that this might not pull all that well. Well, one thing I'm noticing is that the interior space isn't giant in the back of this crew cab. And so the nice that it is a crew cab, but I would probably want to move the seat a little bit forward for me to get comfortable in this one. But the towing capacity on this truck is absolutely fantastic. Also extra storage here, the Ram box built right into the rail. So getting excellent fuel economy, despite it being so heavy and so quick from 0 to 60, it actually tows extremely well. Both of these trucks will actually tow 5 tons, 10,160 pounds. So that's absolutely fantastic towing capacity. Inside the bed, well, shiny and new, and it's got that nice separator right there. It also has the nice tracks for tying things down. It also has an upgraded feature, the LED lights for the bed. A great feature if you're working in the twilight hours and beyond. Now, as we come across and we look at the Rebel, the first thing we notice is that it sits taller, and it's actually not even at its tallest setting. This has an adjustable air suspension, so with the push of a button, you can actually change the ride height by 2 inches. On top of that, it has built-in skid plates, so going off-road is what this is made for. Staying on-road is what the Bighorn is known for. This one is ground clearance of 10.3 inches, which is not only fantastic, but it's about as good as it gets on any vehicle sold for on or off-road purposes. The bed on this one is designed right out of the box for heavy duty work, and then it has those same LED lights in the back and the same track system in the back. Both of them have rear sliding windows. They both are really, really nice. The personality is more va-va-va-boom on the Rebel, where it's more sedate and demure on the Bighorn. Let's jump inside and take a look at the interior differences. So this has 33-inch Toyo off-road tires, and you can see the tread pattern. It's actually integrated right into the seat cushions, and so it has that more Ford Raptor feel. This is not like a Ford Raptor. In fact, it's much more like a Ram Bighorn. And so it's a typical Ram Hemi truck. It's just designed to do things that normal trucks aren't designed to do. We live here on the Big Island, where we have to go off-road a lot. It's just unlike your off-road back on the mainland or wherever you call home. Here on the Big Island, our off-road means going over lava rock, which is unbelievably bad for cars. It just breaks cars in two. There's just no other way to say it. There's no give of any kind, and it doesn't matter how many cars go over it over the decades. It doesn't get 1 degree, 1 iota smoother than it was decades before. It's just undulating and terrible. But to get to the best beaches in the world, you have to go across it. So here on the Big Island, it goes without saying that the Rebel is going to be the choice for us. It has this air suspension that with a push of a button, the truck goes up 2 inches. Has that exact same ZF styled 8HD transmission, the 8HD70, so it enjoys 22 miles per gallon out on the open road. For a big heavy off-road vehicle, that is absolutely fantastic. But wherever you call home, this is always going to be a really popular truck. This is always going to be searched. Your next buyer, that young buyer who can't afford a brand new one 8, 9, 10 years from now, this is going to be their dream truck. So although it costs a little bit more new, I'm going to imagine that it's going to be more valuable pre-owned as well. It has a wonderful Bilstein suspension. It's spacious, it's nice, it does so many things so unbelievably well. The extra price, you probably pick it up in resale value at the end. I'll be honest, this one's kind of a no-brainer. I get that the on-road, easy, relaxed profile works for the Bighorn, but you know what? Live a little. This is a blast to drive, fun to be seen in, turns heads wherever you go. Come try both. They're right here at the Kona Auto Center, right off of the Queen K Highway. Visit my friends at Ram here in Kona, and they'll let you drive every single car on the lot if you like. But compare directly all of these Ram trucks, you'll find one that suits you. If you have any questions for me, my name's Joe Tunney. You can reach me anytime at joeloveshawaii@gmail.com.